Look at this 2009 YouTube ass format. Hey guys. Oh, damn. Wow. Yeah, I usually edit my stuff if it's anything commentary related. I don't even think I've made a commentary video in years. But this isn't a commentary video because there's no editing here. But I just need to it needs to go from me to the video. So I gotta just do this. This is what I gotta do. The Walking Dead's final episode, man. You know, since this is a longer video, I think I'll just start from the beginning. But I want to segue really fast into how I feel about the show. Walking Dead. It was the first television show I ever watched in my entire life. Not even kidding. From start to finish, it's the first one I ever watched. I watched in 2019, early 2019, my 8th grade year of high school. And I watched from seasons 1 to season 8. And I was a different guy back then. I really wanted to spend more time with my friends, but I didn't do that. That was a goal of mine. I would go home every afternoon, and what I would do is I would watch TV. And me being wanting to be a filmmaker, you know, maybe it was just research, but I'll tell you, I watched 3 shows in that year. I watched Breaking Bad, I watched Dexter, and I watched The Walking Dead. And all of those shows had a profound impact on me and the way I live my life. I'm in 12th grade now. I watched all those shows at the end of my 8th grade year, going into my 9th grade year. I got this freaking bag right here that if you know me from school, I got it because Dexter had a bag like this, and that's why I got this bag. I did a lot of other things in my life because characters I watched did them. I don't want to get too much into that because I think that's very personal. I don't need to go there. But case in point, Walking Dead was a big part of my life. Walking Dead shaped how I viewed things moving forward. And it made me very sad as a fan of the show to see the direction it sort of went in towards the end. I felt like it got stagnant, it got stale. And part of me couldn't focus on whether it was me as a critic evolving, me as a filmmaker evolving, not liking these newer seasons. Maybe I'd feel the same about some of the older ones, but I knew that something was changing with the show, and I didn't even want to give this last season a chance. I didn't. And it really made me sad. It made me pretty pessimistic. And I think as a guy who watched Dexter, I could definitely feel that way for a while, at least before New Blood came out. I don't want to get into New Blood, whole other can of worms, but case in point, I came into this season and I didn't even want to watch it. I didn't watch a single of the new episodes that came out, not even one. I opened one maybe in the springtime, maybe in the halfway through summer, some point, right? Some point. And I immediately stopped watching it because of just like the newspaper thing. I can't even show it on here because I'm not going to edit this video. And a line from Negan where Negan literally says, "I'm living in your head rent free" to Maggie. And I was just done. I stopped watching the show. And I came up this week and I was in class and I saw a YouTube recommendation. It was because the last scene from the show there, I saw Rick. I saw the whole mess and I was like, oh, whatever. I mean, of course they're going to do that. But I was intrigued. Because, look, I'm a guy who loved the show. Damn you. Okay, good. I'm sorry, my phone's on 10%. I was a guy who loved the show. So it obviously piqued my interest, but for me, I thought the show was far gone. I thought the show was far gone. I don't want to get into my critique specifically because my phone only has so much space on it. But I really thought the show was gone. I thought the show was completely gone. And I was just like, you know, it's cool the show ended. I'll catch up at some point, whatever. I, as someone who values art so much, I place a very heavy degree of emphasis on watching a piece of art as closely to when it releases as possible if it's significant to you, because I feel like that can change your fucking life, man. Especially a guy like me who feeds off of creativity like that. And I saw the show ended only about a week ago, so I think the show probably ended 2 weeks ago now, because I saw the clip Monday and it ended that previous Sunday, so the day before. And that's this week technically, actually still, because today's Sunday. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then it was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to watch The Walking Dead. I'm going to try and watch all of it over Thanksgiving break. And I just started. And it took me a minute. I was in it and I was fuzzy too. I was thinking about maybe rewatching the show the whole time again. But there was just something in me. I was like, I got to just do it. I got to see it through. I just got to see it through. And I am so glad I did. It was hard for me in the beginning. I gotta be honest. I think the weakest part of this series is from the later season of season 10 to the early part of season 11. Maybe even the whole entirety of season 10. There's some things that keep you going, but especially for me as a fan of this, in this last stretch over COVID and everything like that, it has been so hard to be a Walking Dead fan. Especially in these later seasons when most people stopped watching when Glenn died. You know, I was the guy who started watching this show after he died. I started watching it like when season 9 came out. I remember I was in the transition phase. Season 9 wasn't on Netflix yet. I had to buy it. I got it for my birthday. So happy, man. So I guess I can get into the show now and not my personal history with it. It's already 5 minutes I talked about it, but this is significant to me. This is more for me, okay? My gosh. So I think the first thing I got to talk about here is the Negan redemption arc. I think he might have one of the best redemption arcs I have ever seen in television history. And I think part of what makes his redemption so special is he was never fully redeemed. Negan himself, I think the biggest thing with the redemption arc is having the viewer redeem the character. Because it's up to the other characters' choices to, if they want to redeem a character for what they did. But ultimately, the point of a redemption arc is for you, it's for the character to be redeemed in your eyes through their actions. And I think he exemplifies this so much. Because even though I don't forgive Negan for what he did. You see the way he killed Glenn. You see the way he was taunting them and how he tortured the group. But neither do the other characters either. And you realize how much Negan sacrificed at the end of that show. How much he put in to help that group. And how much conviction you can tell he truly has. And how much he regrets his actions. Maggie put it so well. He said, I don't want to hate you. I really don't. But every time I see you with that bloody bat over Glenn's body. And Glenn only represented the best of this world and the best for me and the best love I could receive. And every time I look at you, I see his bloody face. Right? It's so powerful, man. It's so powerful. Just the wording, oh my God. I mean, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, guys, but I'm going to put season 11 up with seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like the first 4 seasons of the show that everybody says are the best, I'm putting season 11 there. It is that good. Now, the problem with a show like this is you got to watch all the other seasons, but my goodness, it's something to behold. Negan's character has evolved on a whole other level. The ability to make this man that everybody hated in season 8 and turn him around so much to that degree. It's crazy. It's fundamentally crazy, but it worked so well. And the way they were able to do it, it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel... It all came together. And Negan and Maggie's whole development as two characters to each other, the whole dichotomy of them, from the beginning it was great. Because they hated each other from the beginning. Negan didn't even want to save Maggie in the beginning. Almost left her to die in the beginning. Maggie tried to kill Negan in the beginning. They absolutely hated each other. They never wanted to make these two just get along all of a sudden. It took to the very last episode for them to even have a sit down with each other and really honestly talk about how they felt after they have both felt differently about something. And even then, they still don't fully accept one another, but they are trying. And they're trying to move forward, which is what Rick's whole purpose was. He said, we are the living and the world belongs to us, right? It's not about fully accepting them. It's about just trying to do so. And that's how the world becomes a better place. And that's why I think it's so powerful, because it's not about actually loving someone because they hate each other because of what Negan did, but it's just about trying to do that because you can tell that he's trying to be a better man too. And he has convictions, true convictions. God damn, that show is so good, bro. All right, let me try and cut it out to 15 minutes. My goodness. Oh, all right, now let's talk about all the character endings. Because I can kind of touch on those pretty quickly. I think the deaths in this finale were warranted. I think everybody was given a hero's death. They all died doing something so incredibly heroic. They all died in a very for their character, you know? They died in a way that made sense. It wasn't just a Carl death, where Carl was just dead. And even then, what's crazy too is they made Carl's death have significance. They've had Carl's death mean something. It's in a way, Judith was the rebirth of Carl. She represents the new generation. It's just, fuck, man. Fuck, it's so good. Oh, and then Eugene. This guy was a coward in the beginning of the show, and the way he turned himself around to be a brave dude who stood up for his friends. Oh my god. And then Rosita was the one who died ultimately, even though she was the one who protected Eugene. But it was okay, because Eugene put himself out there in the end. He rose above. He rose above, man. Oh, dude. Oh, man. And I'll say this too, man. I know I'm talking a lot about this ending and how good it is, but it was a thrill to watch, man. I mean, I was just glued. I was just glued to the screen. I mean, I'm telling you, I had this whole Thanksgiving break. I didn't even spend time with my family and friends, bruh. I was out here watching The Walking Dead. I feel like a piece of shit. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow or today, because I think it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. But I'm gonna go up tomorrow and be like, Scrooge, I'll say Scrooge McDuck. But I'm gonna wake up tomorrow like Scrooge and be like, hey guys, hey, what's up? Like, dude, I am so glad I took this Thanksgiving to watch The Walking Dead. I hate the fact that I had to be away from my family a lot of it, but I still, okay, look, I still hung out with my family and I still hung out with my friends. But every other waking second, I have spent just like literally like watching The Walking Dead, and I feel like a piece of shit for doing it, but it impacted me so heavily. It impacted me so heavily. So I hate that I'm running in circles here. I hate that I'm running in circles. But think about this as more of a conversation. You know, me, you right now, right? So this is more of a conversation, and yeah, the whole point of a video like this though is just to harness my energy. You know, because this is my energy after watching it for the first time, and I'll talk about this multiple times, probably with this level of enthusiasm, but you just can't capture it any more than after the first time you watch it, you know? And I'm not going to record myself live doing it because it's up to me to feel. It's up to me to feel those things, and those are my memories, right? But as far as recording them go, just so, you know, you can feel some part of what happened afterwards, I think that's fine with me. Mercer. Oh, the new characters. In the 11th season of a show that's been running for 12 years, they still managed to squeeze in some fucking amazing characters in this last season of the show. And I feel like in a lot of ways, the final villains culminated a lot of things the cast had to learn. Hornsby really represented villains like the Governor, right? Villains like the Whisperers, too, that played really dirty, right? And then Angela Milton herself, she really portrayed this Negan-like character where it's like the society itself it's stable and it was working, but the problem is there's a lot of people that don't get what they deserve, and a lot of people suffer unjustly. And it's not about do the characters want to just live in this world, because they could live in it, but that's not living, that's surviving. What's the difference between being on the inside and being on the outside if you're just surviving in two different ways? You're just surviving under people, or you're surviving under walkers. Except in the outside world, you got freedom, but in there, you don't. It's very deep shit, man. And they pulled it off so well. And they pulled off the intricacies of it well. I mean, they had to fight a civilization that had 50,000 people, and they couldn't do it alone. Not only did they need the public support, but they also needed Mercer, the army, and they needed to change people's minds about how they felt about things. They had to be smart. It was so much, and it made sense. I feel like there are minimal plot errors, because look, I'm a Walking Dead fan, if you can't tell. I'm going to give the show a lot of passes, but I, as a Walking Dead fan, will tell you there's probably holes in some parts of it, right? But I'll say this too, also as a guy who watches a lot of film and watches a lot of movies, I'll tell you too, it's mostly pretty solid. It's mostly pretty solid. I just really want to tell you how excited I am about this, because there's been so many shows I've watched where it's ended so unsatisfyingly. It's ended in a way that's just so fucking just shit, and it pisses me off, and I just want to say, all right, this is where the show actually ends. This is everything else after, fuck it, whatever. This is where the show ends, right? And I kind of feel that with how they're doing these spin-off shows, but I don't want to get into that right now. Like I said, cut it off. But they ended the show so well. And oh my god. I mean, I know this is just, they just do it for the fans, but I'm telling you, brother, that, whenever they got that final scene with Rick talking about all the people they lost, and they put all the characters on the screen that died and some that were alive, I was just like, no. Oh, man. It's like every single character on the show, you felt the weight of that. You know, you saw Tyrese, you saw Beth. Oh, my God. You saw Tara, Rosita, who died in the last episode of the fucking show. God damn. Luke. I mean, everybody. Shane. I mean, yeah, man. Good fucking show. It's a good fucking show. Thank God for this 11th season, because I finally feel like I can recommend people to this show. Like, I can be like, y'all, watch The Walking Dead. For a while, it was kind of going to be like the One Piece of normal television. It was going to be like the fucking, like, Naruto of television. It was about to be like, yeah, you can watch it, but just stop watching around episode 600. Or it only gets good at, like, episode 600. Like, nah. Walking Dead's different. You just got to get to season 9, and then hold your horses for a couple seasons. It's going to be a little slow, but you'll still enjoy yourself, right? It's the bumpy ride of the coaster. But then you get to season 11, and bow! Bro, it picks up. It picks up. I'm telling you. Look, I need some sleep, and I'm telling you, I'm just, dude, it's wild. I don't know how much of you guys are gonna watch this video. I don't know how much watch time this is gonna get. Frankly, I do not give a single shit. But I had to tell you about how I feel about The Walking Dead, and my goodness, that was an experience. If you watched all the way, thank you so fucking much. I think I'm going to do a second part to this, but purely only for how I think the series is going to go. But I really just had to show you just how I feel about this right now. I am just so ecstatic with how the show ended. I have a lot of body language, actually, that you're not seeing. Look at my legs. Look at my legs. Do these look like a man who's not excited? I've just been doing this the whole time. You haven't even seen them. My legs are going like this. But, bruh, no. Oh, man. Well, thanks you guys for watching. I'm sorry, this is a little different, but I just, it's just, that show ended so well. I need to clean my room, by the way. Each of these was one wrestling practice, because I get one after every practice. Oh, man. Shit. I love The Walking Dead. It feels good to be a Walking Dead fan, bro. Dude, look, I got this leather jacket in here because I dressed up as Negan for fucking Halloween my 9th grade year. Where's it at? Right here. It's not really like Negan's jacket, but... So you got a leather jacket right here. And, hey, my Negan bat up here. Shout out to Ethan for my Negan bat. Okay, I don't feel like pulling it out, but it's right here. Here. Oh, man. Well, thank you guys for watching. That's really it. Oh, man. I gotta get a Walking Dead poster now or something. Shit. This is Tech4218, bringing you back another vid. Peace.